I was sounding quite enthusiastic and quite like into it, and then I watch it back and oh bloody hell, look miserable. So and you end up having to like over egg it. You think, oh, this is going to look ridiculous, and you look half engaged. Right, okay, I'll go now. So that's the heifers done. No, that's the bullocks done, isn't it?
The bullocks done.
So welcome back. This is the first of hopefully what will become a series of where I take you around some of our farmers' handling systems. I think that sounds quite dry until you actually get into it, because they make such a difference as to, you know, everyday handling of cattle. And the other thing is, farmers often, I find, don't get the chance to go and see other farmers' setups because they're busy working, and often you've got no reason to be there. So I thought, why not plug that gap? We'll take you around a few different places. You can see what might work for you. It might just be for interest. So today we are at DNO Scots of Swarland. They are processing fat cattle. So these are cattle that are, or rather they're processing store cattle that will go as fat finished cattle. So beef finishers don't tend to have any cows with calves. What they do is they take bigger animals and they have them for just the very end of their productive life. So they finish them, is the technical term. So they take cattle that are nearly the right size to go to slaughter, and they just get them to exactly the right size and exactly the right specifications. So that includes fat cover. You don't want a finished animal to be too lean or too fat. So they process a lot of cattle. They've got a great setup. Let's see what you make of it. So I'm here just helping Fraser and Olly process some cattle that were bought from Lancaster yesterday. So it's a fattening unit. I'll get Fraser to say a bit more about what they do, but here they come. So these have come from Lancaster yesterday, Lancaster Mart, and they'll be sort of, how old will these be roughly, like between such and such?
Between 22 and 26 months.
And the idea is you keep them for between 30 and how many days?
30 and 90 days.
90 days, yeah. And they all go to Scott Beef at the minute, don't they? Up in Stirling.
Currently, yes.
Currently.
As long as they pay the price.
As long as they pay the price. This system you put in, when did you put it in?
It's been in about 8 years now.
8 years.
Yeah.
And did you like have someone help you design it, or did you?
No, I designed the whole thing myself. So it was a little bit suck it and see.
Where did you go to, like for a bit of inspiration? Did you go and look at other places, or did you pick up a textbook, or did you go to your vet?
No, I didn't go to the vet. I think it was all. It all came about because we had TB testing.
Yeah.
And realised that we needed a system that was going to handle quite a large number of cattle.
Yeah. Because you'll handle this sort of thing. You'll handle like 50 a week, or 50 more than 50, will it?
Well, it's pretty quiet at the minute, but we'll be doing 50 in, 50 out.
50 out a week ish.
Yeah.
Thereabouts.
But
okay.
You know, it's capable of probably running 700 a day.
Well, that's it for the TB testing.
Yeah.
It will be 700 a day ish, won't it? Yeah. So what do you think are the best things about it? What are you like really happy put in?
Well, I think the squeeze crush has been very successful.
So we'll get that one running.
We've adapted.
Yeah.
We've made a few little changes ourselves.
That's an adjustment, isn't it?
Yeah, that was an adjustment. That was my design to.
So what's that? I know what that's there for, but what's that there for?
Well, it's called an anti-drop down.
Anti-drop down bar. Okay.
Or we call it a brisket bar.
Brisket bar.
And it stops them from going down to their knees.
Yeah. We'll see if we can catch one. Yeah.
When you're clipping, we put this in to stop their feet from squeezing or from sliding through the gap.
Yeah.
Once the doors are trapped, that stops their 1 foot from slipping through.
Yeah.
If it happens to come over the top, it's angled a bit like a ski slope, so it can actually come back over, but still keeping everything relatively smooth.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want any sharp edges.
So they can pull it back over, but not
exactly.
Right.
And there's still the gap here.
Yeah.
for them to bring their foot back in.
Wicked. And what would you do if you're doing it again? What would you change? Or is it perfect?
No, it's not perfect. I mean, I think the noise is one thing with the motor. That's kind of a little bit off-putting and hard to work with at times. It probably gives you tinnitus.
Yeah. Well, it does.
That's my excuse. So, literally, I put the motor in a more of a soundproof box. But apart from that,
it works. Well, it
works
tremendously.
Pretty well. I would think if they would put some nylon bushes in some of the joints,
right, that would
quieten down as well.
Right. Okay, we'll get stuck into the heifers. Nice. So the cattle come from the sheds down there. They come into a holding pen, I guess you call it. Come down into this holding pen. Not having to open the gates themselves. Close that in a second. So they get put, and then this is the forcing pen. So this gate would be open. So they come in behind here. Phil or Ollie or someone would push the cattle up like this, and this is where you start to get the curved area. So cattle generally prefer to go around curves rather than straight lines. There's a sliding gate. So now you're in the race, the sides are solid, so there's not that distraction, because if these were, say, spaced evenly, cattle get distracted by what they can see out here. So we've got the heavies watching us up here. Got a hydraulic door there, into here. Actually, this side isn't solid. Another gate here, and then we've got the back gate here, and we walk in. This can squeeze. Here's the brisket bar. So that's if they go down, it stops them going all the way down. And then this is the head catch. And that head catch can move. There's not a handle here? It can move forward. Is that right?
It's called the neck.
The neck
extender.
So there you go. So that,
demonstrate that cut.
yeah. Before I go, I'll just point out the most important thing is the roof. So when it's raining, you're gonna get absolutely soaking wet. So the cattle get some medication as they're coming through. So what do they get?
The Bravoxin here.
And what does that do? Clostridial diseases, exactly. So that's like, people probably know blackleg. That's probably the one they're most familiar with. Yes. But it does, I think Bravoxin's 10, so it's 10 different clostridial diseases. So what I didn't say on the Bravoxin in this case, or clostridial vaccine, in this gun there's a stereomatic attached. So the idea is that's a little extension just here, and that passes the needle through a little capsule, so that sterilises it, doesn't it?
Demonstrate that for you?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The needle comes up through there.
Absolutely. And so that, if you're using it multiple times, that try and keeps it as clean as possible. Because obviously, if you're a human, they wouldn't use needle on person after person after person, because that would be a bit worrying if you went to the hospital and they were doing that. So that's a good farm sort of compromise. That is, what's that, Fraser?
Okay, Immuresp, 1 shot, 2 mils. Only live the vaccine for around about 5 to 7 hours.
Yeah, so you're right. So it's a live vaccine, so it kicks in quicker, isn't it? Like it's, but you get protection in about 2 weeks, or full protection in about 2 weeks. But so it's quicker than an injectable, basically. Yeah. That's the one that goes up the nose and it goes, ooh, don't like that.
That's right. So that's what we've used. We've had a great deal of success with this. Yeah. Tend to use this more for the winter months.
Yeah.
And then we're using IBR.
This is a straight IBR.
For the summer months.
They get a clostridial vaccine, covers things like blackleg.
Yeah.
They get an intranasal pneumonia vaccine.
Yeah.
And some of them get this.
The longer,
so the longer keep cattle.
Exactly. The longer keep cattle, which we feel haven't got sufficient condition on them to leave the farm, let's say in less than sort of 30 days, although this is a 50-day withdrawal period.
50-day withdrawal, yeah.
So, yeah, animals that we're intending on keeping for a substantial length of time will definitely get a full dose.
And that's to clear out the worm burden if they've been grazing.
Worm burden, and also to give some lice protection.
Cool. Okay, so they all get clostridial, they all get out the nose, and the longer keep will get the wormer, and then they also get at the front end, they get their ears clipped, don't they? And they get a management tag
put in,
and that's them. And then next one.
That's right. Entry. NP.
So Fraser, when you say NP, what does that mean?
No paramectin.
And so paramectin's a wormer, so why wouldn't you give them a wormer?
Because of the withdrawal period. It's a great length of time, and this animal's got enough flesh on it to finish within that period of time.
38, 42, 300, 760. Two left, just two left.
But this is not so good, is it, Fraser?
402.
This is unwanted by the abattoirs. They want more of a cleaner animal coming into the abattoir. So therefore it's all going to be clipped off before it goes away on the truck to the abattoir.
So that's time.
A lot of time. It's a lot more difficult than clipping sheep. It's 100 times more difficult. In fact, 1,000 times more difficult than clipping sheep. It's very difficult because you've got to get down and under the belly. You've got to
put yourself in harm's way as well, haven't you?
Absolutely, yeah. So under the belly, along to the brisket. You can see that's going to be really tricky getting all of that pissed off without getting kicked.
Absolutely. So if you're selling cattle, have them clean. As clean as you can.
Yeah. NP.
There's some farmers here that could use that, Ollie. Give everyone a hand with this. Very well behaved. This would be proper like old motorway crash barrier, won't it? That'd be proper. See, these things get recycled.
Yeah. Because they're galvanised, they're a pretty thick gauge steel, high quality steel. Although they're second hand, they're good value for money.
Yeah.
Probably pick one length of this up for about 20 to £25.
Oh, there you go. Bargain.
Yeah.
And you've got it quite high here, haven't you? So
Well, I've got it
you got it higher.
higher around the perimeter.
Yeah.
And a little bit lower internally. So there's four bars.
Yeah. There are.
4 barriers in height. Yeah. And 3 internally. But I think I think your external sort of height limit needs to be near the 2 metre mark.
For this, you do put down your to be scraped, will it?
Yeah, it's been cleaned, and
then-
we always put every time we use the cattle pens, we then for the next batch of cattle coming in, we put some lime grit.
That's it. It's the grit, isn't
So
it?
it's a kind of an anti-slip, and it gives them a little bit more.
Purchase, I
Purchase,
guess.
yes.
Yeah, because. Yeah. Good. Phil, tell us about your rattlesnake.
A rattlesnake, best thing ever made.
So what's this?
Rattle paddle,
Rattle paddle, and where's it
Cane.
from? Is it from Iowa?
America, yeah.
America. So, no word of a lie. This is meant to replicate rattle, isn't it? The rattle of a
Rattle,
rattlesnake. And that's meant to drive the cattle along without you actually having to strike. So there you go.